Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Welcome to new edition to Nightly Chats. I keep forgetting. I still don't really know how to introduce every video. I keep saying, hello, guys. Welcome to a new edition to Nightly Chats, which I think is good for now, but who knows? Part 15. Yesterday I spoke about my inspirations. Today I might talk about more about school life. Specifically more about band. Well, specifically more about my high school days. So yeah, I should probably start talking. Band. I talked about how I was in band for all middle school. Again, being in band in middle school doesn't really do much. Again, you learn the basics. You learn, it does give you like a boost if like gives you better understanding if you start band in middle school than if you start band in high school. But it's band in middle school. We're not doing any big things. We're just band in middle school. Now, in high school, that's when band starts actually being a thing. Oh, if you're wondering about the music I'm playing, it's the by the same creator from the last, I think, yeah, last video, the Virtual Utopia. The I still don't know how to say that name, but I like it. It's nice. It's calming. It's cool. So go check them out. Um, what was I? Oh, right, band in high school. Band in high school is very much like the thing, right? It's some like in high school that is where like things start to matter. In middle school things matter, yes, but in high school things start to matter more. For instance, like in I'm in high school, that's when you can start looking for act like a future basically. Sorry. Like for instance, the teams like football. I think in my high school I know we had football, we had soccer, we had tennis. I think we had a tennis court, but I've never seen them actually use it. We had let's see, I think we had baseball, but our thing like our how do you say it? Our baseball field was like I don't know where it was not near I almost said the name of my high school. It was not near my school. For some reason it was over yonder. So I don't know if I think we had a baseball team, but because their field was so, far away, I never actually saw them. I'd see, the football playing and the football team playing. I seen the soccer team play. I seen all these teams playing before, except for like golf, tennis, and baseball. But I don't think we had like a tennis team. I think we just had like people like a tennis club. But baseball, I knew we had people in baseball. But band is there was normal band, and there was marching band. I okay. I don't know if I'm no, I'm not dumb when it comes to this, but our director, the band director at the time, really wanted me to play in marching band. I was a trombone, and I was one of the only trombone players who didn't join. Actually, no, there was I think no, there was like maybe one more trombone player who didn't play in marching band. I did not want to play marching band. I never wanted to play marching band because to me, marching band sounds. Again, I've seen like marching band in college. I've seen like some of their games, and they are good. The emotion, the sound, how loud. Like they are good. I'm not saying, oh man, I'm too like snobbish to play in marching band. No, no, I'm just too lazy. Genuinely, I wouldn't be a good play like marching band player because I'm just too lazy. Like to be in marching band, you had to wake up in the morning, go to school, play, and then you had to do all like basically you had to have like another job basically. If you were in marching band, you had to be in marching band, and you had to be in normal band and then do the rest of your school activities. I just couldn't. I straight up could not do that. It would be horrible for me. I just couldn't. And every time the director would come up to me, "Hey, you want to join marching band? You want to join marching?" I'm like, "Nope, nope, nope, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you." I was like, "Oh God." I felt so bad because he was a good director. He actually did care. He could get a bit pissed off sometimes with people, but hey, that's just most directors. But he was just, it's just how it is. I just never joined marching band. Even like some of the other trombonists wanted to like me to join, but hey, you do really good in marching band. You do. I just couldn't. Like again, I'm on like the heavier side. I did not want to. One, I'm on the heavier side. Two, I'm lazy as a like I don't know, as a koala, sloth, whatever. And I just could not be bothered to wake up early in the mornings to and then go to school early, play like practice, and then and I don't not mention I don't know if I mentioned this, but I live in Georgia, right? The, like the summers here can get bad. I did not want to wake up in early in the morning, go to school when the sun is like just like when the temperature is like 100 degrees. I did not, because then I'd be sweaty, I'd be tired, and then I had to go to school afterwards and then still playing band. I couldn't. I just couldn't. I never told them. I never said, "Oh man, I'm too lazy." Obviously, I didn't. They'd then be like, "Damn, what a waste of potential." But I just said, "Hey, I just can. I got I got I'm busy, or I made up excuses basically." But yeah, that's what marching band was for me, anyways. I just never joined. But there is this kind of funny, kind of upsetting story upsetting for me, but also kind of funny. I was when I was freshman and I started in band. Wait, did I start? Okay, no, I forget if I started band. No, I didn't. I think okay. When I was in freshman, I started band as like a beginner, right? Because in band there's three classes. There's beginner, there's advanced, and then mastery. I was in band as a beginner. I started as a beginner, but in the second semester, the second semester of I think freshman. No, I forget. No, 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 again, it was a full. I think it was like when I was I think it was the second semester. I forget it was a second semester or like a full semester. But I remember when I went from beginner. Actually, no. Did I start in advance? I think I did. I think I started in advance by mistake. I was supposed to start in beginner, but I started in advance. But because I had, some history in playing a trombone, I was able to keep up. And and this is actually how I met a lot of the like a grade, the, well, if I'm a freshman, how I met like most of actually, I think I was a sophomore. No, I was a freshman when how I met a lot of like my friends who were a grade above me, which is why basically all my friends were always a grade above me because of this, because I was placed in advanced band by mistake. And it was fun though. I liked the challenge. It definitely was more challenging, but to me it was fun. It was fun being challenged, and I thought, I already played in advance. Skipped beginner. I think it was me and one other person. It was me and another person that were placed in advance by mistake. And I thought, when we finished with advanced, we'd go to mastery, right? But nope, they made us stay in advance for another year, and it was just so boring. Oh, because like I I remember the first few weeks of being stuck in advance again. I was not livid, but I was pissed because I knew everything. It was the same material again, and it was just so boring because there was nothing new. They like the songs we played at concerts were new, yeah, but everything else was the same thing. And I, God, just thinking about it makes me yawn. It was so boring. I was just so tired of it. I tried telling the director, and he said, he couldn't do anything because this was not up with him. This was with the school itself, and I was like, oh my God. And it like ticked me off too because then I couldn't see any of my friends. I had to be with the my grade basically. A lot of circles, but yeah, it just really did just. I still remember it. It was that year specifically was such a boring year. But let's see. Oh, hmm? One thing with band, one thing I did actually like was when like during like the day like the weeks before summer break or like winter break specifically, the weeks before we'd have nothing to do, and one thing I actually liked was that to the kids who had like switches or like Nintendo like or like it was usually Nintendo Switch because Nintendo Switch was the easiest to like carry around because the dock is pretty easy. What happened was like during like the last 2 weeks before either summer break or winter, they were both the same since it was like 2 weeks off, right? But before like any big break, you'd bring like someone would bring a dock and their switch. I would bring my switch and some controllers, and we put like this was the time when like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the Mario Kart and some like Smash Bros. And some people brought Dance Dance Revolution. It was a fun time. But I remember I remember playing Mario Kart a lot. It was fun. Those days were like the funnest in band because there was nothing to do and people just had fun. Some people played cards, some people played Uno, card games, some people played on the Switch, some people played, yada yada yada. It was fun. And then we had snacks. We had like on like days we'd eat some chips, sodas, snacks, food. It was just a fun day. And every time we had a concert, the time before we'd hang out, we just one thing about band is for every concert you had to wear dress pants, like black dress pants, a shirt that they would give you, a long sleeve like black dress down with like on like the I think the left side, like up in the chest, there'd be like the name of the school and the band name, and then oh yeah, and then dress shoes, black dress shoes, and then black socks, and then yeah, all that. But it was band was fun when I think about it. There were some bad memories. Well, not there wasn't really anything bad. There was just one kid that just genuinely pissed me off. But I think that was it. I can't really remember anything bad that happened in band to me specifically. Oh, let's see. I still have my mouthpiece actually because I think I've had that mouthpiece since middle school. I do, yeah. That is literally the mouthpiece I've used since middle school. Since middle school because in sixth grade we had to buy ourselves. We had to buy a mouthpiece for our instrument that we picked. So woodwinds would have to pick like a reed, like basically like a wooden like kind of like a stick that you had to put in your mouth, wet it, and then put it in the either the clarinet, a saxophone, or other type of things. And then trombones or like any brass player really had to buy a mouthpiece. These metal, I'm sure metal like little things that you would insert into like the into a brass instrument, and then you can play it. I do wish. One thing I do wish is that I learned how to play trumpet. I love trombone. Trombone is always gonna be one of my favorite instruments. But there's something about the trumpet that just seems so cool. And not only the trombone is it's a long it's a long instrument. The trumpet is relatively, I'd say a trumpet, like a normal sized trumpet, is about this big. So you can put it, like you can like have a good case, and then like put it away somewhere nice. Trombone, the trombone is the size of my desk. Let's see. There's not much else I can talk about, because I mainly want to talk about band, my experiences in band. Um, there's not much. Like, again, my life has been pretty uneventful so far, because again, I just really never lived a eventful life. I never had anything happened. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know what else I can speak about in band. Trying to, like, there's again, I really am trying to think, because I already talked about most of the big things that happen in band. Oh, right. Because I had to graduate early. I had to leave because I graduated when I was my last semester of being a junior. Yeah, being a junior. I never got to be a senior fully. No, that's actually wrong. I never got to be a senior fully. I was a senior for like a couple, like a semester or so. Like I think for only a semester, and then boom, I was gone. Basically, because I was in mastery at this point. I told the director again, because I had to graduate early. I had to drop band, because to graduate early, you had to. I had like four classes, or five. No, I had four classes that I needed to finish. That was it. Once I complete these four classes, I could be done. And I told my advisor, "Hey, I want to graduate early," and they said, "Okay, we can do that." And then they gave me the classes I needed. They said, "Hey, this is the classes you need. You'll have to switch your schedule. We can do that for you. Do you want to do that?" And I'm like, "Yep." I go tell my some of the my band, because I had to drop band, and I went to the director and said, "Hey, this will be my last like week, or like not even a week, like my last few days as being a band," and he was upset. Not like upset, like oh man, he was mad or something, but he was like upset because you're like the director, right? These are your players, these are your students, and so to like, and again, I was not to like pat myself on the back or so. I was a good trombonist. I wasn't the best. There was like another player that was better than me. There was definitely people that better than me, but I was a good trombonist. I knew how to read the music. I knew how to play really well. Being a trombone, you'd hold it. Like I still remember like some of the positions. It was first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Seventh, you'd have to have long arms, because seventh is all the way, like basically till like your arm like is fully stretched out. That's seventh. But I was a good trombonist. I wasn't bad. I was actually pretty good in my opinion. And usually I don't think I'm good at it much, but I do think I was good player in trombone. And yeah, I told him. He was upset, and he said, "Yeah, well, it sucks, but he was proud of me that I was gonna graduate early, and he sent me on my way." But yeah, I met a lot of my friends, and because of band, and for that I am pretty grateful. Even though I don't play trombone anymore, because owning a trombone, I don't can't really. Well, I can play. I can buy one. I have the money, but like, there's no really need for it anymore. But yeah, I'd say that's all for tonight, anyways. But yeah, if you're if you stuck around to the end and you're watching this right now, then I really appreciate you. And Thank you for watching my videos to the end. And if you can, drop a like, a comment, um, or a subscribe if you want to watch my journey on becoming a hopefully better artist. Right now, I kind of still got to figure out talking, talk, talking and writing at the same time. But yeah, until then, I hope you have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye bye.